Hi guys, happy Vlogmas day 1. If you are a first time viewer, thank you for stopping. My name is Tiana and I am the maker behind Also Stitched, and we have Vlogmas. It's already December and this year has gone by so quickly. These vlogs are gonna be like chit-chatty, short. I'm gonna try to keep them short because once I start talking I can talk a lot, and that's gonna be an editing problem because I won't have a lot of time during the day to edit. My mornings usually start in this chair. It has already been started. I was here 7 a.m. and I was knitting. I'm working on my Painting Honeycombs Shawl, and I usually start my day with knitting just because it is mindless, it is relaxed. I'm drinking my coffee while my kids are getting ready for school. Then I take them to school, and from 8:39 I'm here usually until 1 when I have to go cook, clean, do the school run again. We have cooked meal pretty early. I usually cook before I pick up my kids, so we have cooked meal around 3:30, so I don't have to prepare dinners. I'm at home, so I don't need to cook that late. I'm just not the type of person to cook late. I don't know, I feel lazy in the evenings and afternoons, so I prefer to cook earlier. I have my window open and I know that there will be a lot of noise coming from the outside, but in the mornings I just have to open my whole house, have all windows open, and later when it gets hotter I will close it off and turn aircon. If you hear background noise, I apologize. I'm gonna test this first day without wearing microphone because honestly, I hate wearing these guys because this microphone catches everything. Every single breath I take, every saliva movement that I can produce, and it's so annoying when I have to edit because I don't like hearing those sounds. I don't even like watching other YouTubers who like to talk like this with their microphone without editing, and then the noise from their mouth is kind of irritating. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of YouTubers who do that, but they're good with editing, so you don't get to hear those annoying noises. So today I'm not gonna wear microphone. I don't usually wear my microphone because I'm close to the camera and camera has inbuilt microphone. But if I'm gonna move around the room and I'm gonna sit in this chair and have a further away camera, my microphone is gonna be further away. So we'll see this first day how it goes. If my audio is gonna be bad, I will be forced to wear this whole day and I'll have to deal with editing. Well, I'm dealing with editing anyway because I'm not a native English speaker, so I tend to repeat my sentences a couple of times before I can produce a normal sentence. But oh well, let me tell you what are my plans for this Vlogmas. I have written down my plan, my to-do list, what I want to achieve during these 24 or maybe even 25 days. I'm not sure how long I will get to film this. So first, my biggest goal is to finish granny square blanket that I'm making for charity. I actually have it here. These are the granny squares. I have not counted them yet. This is what I have at the moment. I just dropped my phone. I usually work on this when I was on market, but I have no markets anymore, so I need to start working on it while I'm home. And I usually carry it like this in this bag. This is just a pajama bag from Peter Alexander. So I think there are 7 more granny squares in this. I have weighed this and I have also weighed one of the squares, and if my math is correct there should be 7 more squares. So that should take only a week because my goal is to make 1 square a day. It is achievable with everything on my list because I have a lot on my list. So 1 square a day, and I want to finish the whole blanket. I want to seam it up, I want to assemble, I want to block it, I want to do everything. Actually, I will block this before seaming up because it's gonna be easier for me to seam it up when it's blocked. So I'm not gonna block them today. We're gonna start blocking in a couple of days. I think I can fit around 8 of them without being too much, so they can dry over a couple of days because this is acrylic. This is gonna take a while to dry. I don't recommend this yarn. The granny square self-striping, whatever you call this yarn, it works. It is okay if you are willing to to frog back and forth and adjust your tension. It comes down just to tension, and if you follow their chart. If you are doing granny squares as you usually do them and they are different from what it's listed on their website, you might not get the proper granny square, proper color changes to work. You can see, for example, even here there is some changes wrong, but I'm not fussed about it. I don't enjoy this yarn at all. This is so rough and it's not nice yarn. It's red hard granny square yarn and it's not nice yarn. The yarn I'm gonna use to seam up, it's gonna be Spot Saver. That yarn is so much nicer and softer, so we'll see how they will work together. But yeah, my goal is to finish this blanket for charity, and that would be my third blanket. I do plan a couple of more, but they're gonna be in next year. So this is my first to-do list for this Vlogmas. So second on my list is gonna be crocheting one plushie a day, and my goal is to work on Pokemons. Why Pokemons? Because they're always a good seller. I usually do uni markets and I will continue uni markets for the next year. If I get into Supernova or any other Comic-Con, they will still be good. I'm usually the one to procrastinate making Pokemons just because they take forever and there's so many of them and I never know which one I want to make, which one is gonna sell. Well, from my experience now, I know which ones are usually selling. Pikachu is always selling, Snorlax is selling, Gengar is selling, anything Eevee Evolution is selling. So yeah, I used to make Chonkimons, which I'm not gonna make during this Vlogmas because I'm kind of tired of making them, because that's the only pattern I was making this whole year. I'm gonna make Baxmade Studio patterns. I have 21 of them and this Vlogmas is 24 days, so it's gonna be perfect. They are small, they are quick, and in the end I will have 24 Pokemons, which is perfect because they're all gonna be one-offs because I don't have time to make multiples and I don't enjoy making multiples. That's the problem with Pokemons. There's so many of them, and if I had to make multiples, I'm just tired. I just get lazy and I don't know, I don't like make multiples. And then in the end I will make 3 Snuggle Beans Crochet Eevee Evolution. So there's gonna be Espion, Umbreon and Eevee. That's gonna be 24 plushies. Those 3 are gonna be bigger ones, so I'm just gonna spread them through these 24 days because with everything else that I'm making I won't be able to make any more plushies. And plushies are not my priority because I don't have markets until March. I have plenty of times to make plushies and I don't need to store them. I will be also working on my daughter's blanket. This is Doodad by Hooked on Sunshine. This is where I am at the moment. I won't be able to finish this during Vlogmas. There is no way because I want this massive. I want this to fit probably queen size bed, so this is gonna take a very long time. I would like to make 1 round a day, and that's actually not a lot, but this blanket is getting bigger and bigger and rounds are getting bigger and bigger, so it's gonna get harder and harder. So yeah, my goal is to work on this, and that is the only crochet thing. So we have crochet blanket, crochet second blanket, and I'm gonna make 1 plushie a day. And when it comes to knitting, I wanna continue this. My goal is to finish this in December. I might not finish it in a Vlogmas, but in December I still have an extra week in December. This is definitely gonna be finished because I want to finish all my knits in December to close the year without whips, and yeah, that's it. Repeat for this is 20 rows, which is 2 rows of honeycombs, and it was achievable when it was like smaller because at the moment it is getting so much bigger and bigger that I don't have time to finish 2 honeycombs repeat in 1 day. So my goal is to at least have half of the repeat in a day. If I have more time, I'm gonna do more, but this is just the goal for this Vlogmas because I'm gonna be in a time crunch because of the editing. That is another thing that I need to add to my daily schedule that I don't have. I usually have my videos once a week and then I dedicate a whole day just for editing, but this is gonna be a daily editing for me, which I will be doing in the evening, so you won't get to see me sitting here and editing. My afternoon and evenings are gonna be dedicated for editing, and that is when I will stop filming. You won't see me doing that. And usually while I'm editing, I'm also knitting, so I will get to maybe work more on this. Second thing that I wanna finish during this Vlogmas, I'm not sure if this is gonna be done during Vlogmas, but I wanna finish it in December. It is the new t-shirt that I have started. It is Cumulus Tee on neck, and I'm working with pure silk on a tiny needles. It is fingering weight yarn, and this is gonna take forever. I will be happy if I can finish just the yoke during Vlogmas, because yoke has so many repeats, and the end round of the yoke is gonna have 440 stitches, and this is on a 3mm needles. This is gonna be very slow progress, and it's gonna take a while, especially because this silk is not nice to work with, and I'm working on a tight tension just to achieve better stitch definition, because I'm sure you can tell the difference now that I have made my progress. I'm not sure if you have watched my knitting podcast where I talked about it. The start of the t-shirt is very loose and open, and here I have tightened my gauge and it's looking better, and I'm spot on with gauge now. So if I can finish yoke in this Vlogmas, I will be happy, because yoke is gonna be the most work since it's gonna be the widest part. Once I separate for body and sleeve, it's just gonna be easier. So that is my plan for this Vlogmas. This is what I will be crafting. Unfortunately, I didn't get any advent calendar. I wish I have thought about this in advance, and I watched Kath from Mindful Melbourne Maker the other day, and she was showing all of her yarn advent calendars, and she has so many beautiful ones. I mean, we still didn't see the yarn, but just the packaging and the idea, it's so nice. So I will get to watch hers and enjoy opening hers. I actually did ask her how early do I need to order these to have them for Advent, because I looked a month ago and they were all sold out, and she just responded to me and said she ordered hers in May. That is crazy. I hope I will remember that early to have them by Christmas time, but we'll see if I will remember that. Another thing I want to mention, Bendigo Woolen Mills is having a 15% sale of classic luxury rustic tweed and whisper. In case you want to jump on board, I sure will. I'm still going through my patterns and deciding what I want to buy. I will buy probably rustic tweed, even though when I worked on my cardigan, I didn't like it, but I can wear it as cardigan. I cannot wear it next to my skin. And I'm gonna order a sweater quantity of Whisper, because that one is the best for me and I can wear it next to my skin. That's the merino yarn, and I have sensitive skin and merino works great for me. So yeah, this is the start of the Vlogmas. For the rest of the day, you will see me crafting, you will see me watching my YouTube. Here is my computer where I just sit here and watch YouTube literally whole day, every day. I have Table 10 podcast, 2-hour long, so that's how I'm gonna start my day. Someone is vacuuming, so I should probably stop talking and go have my coffee. I always have my coffee here, my water, and yeah, just start with my morning crafts. I'm working this on a very loose gauge because I want it to be drapey and I don't have a lot of yarn to achieve the full length. That's why I'm trying to I'm just doing it loosely. Yeah, my stitches are very loose. That's not how I would normally knit my garment. Like anything that has to be fitted, I wouldn't do it this way, but for a shawl I'm just fine. And it really looks nice and it's lovely to work it. At the moment I'm purling. In case you are wondering how the heck am I purling, I'm a combination continental knitter, so I do my purls clockwise. I'm just picking them like this because I'm working on a looser gauge. If I were to do them on a tighter gauge, I would probably just flick my finger like this and then pick it up. There is a slight difference for me. When I work like this, I get a tighter gauge with this, like flicking my finger. But if I'm just picking, I get a looser gauge, and then that's how I can manipulate my pearls. And both things come naturally to me, so I don't mind. I'm happy to answer any questions about the combination continental knitting, because I know not everyone needs combination. It is something I have learned 30 years ago and it is natural to me. So, but I'm still learning some other stitches, how to fix them, how to do them differently, because most of the tutorials you will find online do not show you how to do them properly in the combination continental knitting. So I have found a couple of YouTubers who are combination continental, and that's what really helped me when I was starting and figuring out how to do SSK, knit two together. After the row of purling, my stitches are not twisted. For a lot of people are gonna say that you are twisting stitches, but stitches are not twisted. It is just the wrong terminology a lot of people use, and that kind of annoys me. Stitches are just mounted differently. They are not twisted. Here is my first purl, and the leading leg is at the back instead of being in the front. You would normally go like this and knit, but my leading leg is at the back, and I just need to knit through the leading leg at the back, and that's it. There's no twisting stitches. I find a lot of people saying that combination continental knitters twist their stitches. No, we don't. All you have to do is read your knitting, and that's it. Alright guys, I'll talk to you probably in an hour. I like to knit for an hour in the morning, and then I will be crocheting some plushies, so stay tuned. Oh, in case you're wondering, you can actually see this. Can you see that? Yes, I caught a grasshopper and I'm scared to kill it, so I just put a cup over it, and my husband's gonna deal with that when he's back home from work. It was actually hard to kill it without ruining the carpet, because I don't want to mess a carpet, so luckily he's on that plastic thingy on the floor with just a cup over it, and yeah, I'm just gonna let my husband deal with it. It was actually hard to catch it at first because it is a grasshopper. It is a small one, but still, it was hopping all around the room, so it took me a while just to put a cup over it. I'm about to place an order with Bendigo Woolen Mills. I just couldn't resist their sale, because these yarns don't go on sale. Actually, whole this year I have never seen Whisper and Rustic Tweed going on sale, and those are the yarns that I want. Occasionally they would have Classic go on sale, but I've never seen Whisper. So I will be getting Whisper in, I'm not sure even if you'll be able to see, in this like grayish shade, because I made my Monday sweater in this magnolia and I love it so much, and now I want to have another one. I'm just gonna make it a bit oversized and loose and like in everyday color, where I don't have to stress with light and white color. And then I'm gonna order Rustic Tweed in this color. I would like to make a Dagmar jacket in this yarn. I think that would look beautiful. This yarn is like proper woolly wool, and it is not treated. Most of the Bendigo Woolen Mills are machine washable, but they are not treated. I don't know, they say on their website what is the process with the yarn. They don't call it superwash, they just say it is machine washable without any special treatment. I don't know, I would have to read through that again because I forgot. But this yarn is a proper woolly wool feel. It is very rustic. It's called rustic tweed, and I like it for a jacket, and I think Dagmar jacket in this would be so beautiful. And then I will order one skein of their mohair. I'm not sure. I don't have high hopes for their mohair. I assume it's gonna be itchy on me, but I'm just gonna order one ball and I could make scrunchies or beanie, whatever. There's a lot I can make out of one skein if I don't like it as a wearable on around my neck or anything like that. I just want to test it. The only mohair I can tolerate for my sensitive skin at the moment is Isaya mohair, but I still didn't make a garment, nor did I wear it, just from test around my neck. It's good. I have spent some money, which I thought I wouldn't, because I'm like, my goal was not to buy any yarn by the end of the year, because I feel like I have enough yarn for next 5 years, but oh well. Back to knitting. I'm back. I went and got myself another coffee. I have finished my 10 row repeat on the shawl, and I actually did some math because I was curious how much yarn I have left over and how further ago can I go, because the rows are getting wider and the shawl is getting shorter for me because I don't have a lot of yarn. I'm halfway through the yarn and it looks like I'm gonna be able to do only another 10 or 11 rows, which won't give me enough length. It will be wide enough but not long enough, so I will either have to aggressively block it or buy more yarn, but I don't want to buy more yarn. That yarn is very expensive. I will just probably aggressively block and be happy with what I get. So that's it. I finished my knitting. I'm gonna go to crochet now. I've decided to make Gengar first. I went through all those back made studio patterns and I'm not the most happy with the way they look. I do think Chonkimons maybe look better, at least Gengar in this case. Gengar here is with his thongs sticking out, and in Chonkimons I like those white embroidery teeth he has. But still, I'm just gonna continue with this pattern and then maybe next month I'll do more Chonkimons, just because I want to see which ones will people prefer. I will be crocheting these ones in Elise Velluto just so I can get a bigger size. When it comes to Chonkimons, I was doing them in Hobby Toucan. This is my Hobby Toucan. On the bottom is my Elise Velluto, and Hobby Toucan, they were like this big, and then some of them I was making in a blanket yarn and they were this big. We'll just go with the Elise Velluto and see the size. It's 11 o'clock already. I'll be only knitting for an hour and a half on that shawl, and I'm still watching the same episode from Table 10. It's 2-hour episode and I'm still not done. But I had to go downstairs to switch the laundry, fold some towels, let my dog out and clean the street, because today is a bin day. I think in US you call that different. It's like trash or garbage, whatever you call that. In Australia it's a bin, so it's a different, I know it's a different word. So the bin truck guy decided to empty half of my yellow bin on the street, so I had to go outside and clean the street. Usually they clean after if they make a mess, but for some reason this guy wasn't in the mood, so I had to go out and clean the street. Luckily it was yellow bin, which is recycling. It was just plastic bottles and cardboard. If it was like chicken bones and something like that, that would be annoying, but luckily it was just recycling bin. So yeah, I had some clean duties, public clean duties, and yeah, I'm back to crafting now. It's time to crochet something. So for the purple color, I'm gonna use number 43, and for the tongue, I'm gonna use light pink, and that is 31. So let's start with Gengar. And also with Elise Velluto, I'm using 6mm hook. First, we need to make tongue. Back to watching girls. Oh, in case you're wondering, I have my keyboard and my mouse here, so it's easier for me to play my YouTube, so I don't have to go to my computer. Everything is here on this cart with me. And also here I have my iPad with my patterns. All right, let's start.
Ways of yarn. And honestly, I could not make a decision. I couldn't decide. She had so many beautiful things.
So here it is. I have finished it. It took around 30 minutes. It's not too bad. I'm not too happy because this thumb is kind of crooked on the side and eyes are not centered, and it's actually really hard to get things centered on such a small plushie, especially when there is not a lot of stitches in the round. I do prefer the way Chonkimon Gengar looks like, but I'm just gonna continue with this because that was my goal. My goal was to make all of the ones I have and I'll just power through. It's only a half an hour a day for the smaller ones. I think the bigger ones from Snuggle Beans Crochet, they're definitely gonna take probably a couple of hours. So this is my first one for the day, for the Vlogmas. Since this was very quick, I think I'm gonna make granny square for my blanket just so I can move that out of my sight and I know that I'm done. Plushie for the day is done. Let's go and make a granny square. That sounds so weird. Oh well. Now I need to give my hands some break because I've been feeling it. I don't know, it's crochet. I know it's crochet and I was thinking of doing my daughter's blanket, but I probably won't. I'll go do something around the house and then I'll be back probably. I'm gonna probably knit a bit on my t-shirt and then I have to cook and go on the school run. And while I'm on the school run, I do have another project that I have casted on yesterday. It is in this Drops Sky yarn and this is my, I didn't even frog it. This is my old Oslo hat. It was too small and the fabric was a bit too tight. I didn't like it. I'm working from the other side and I have casted a new one, and this one is on 3.5mm needles. I'm leaving the same stitch count, just the bigger needles, to give it more an open gauge, and I hope it's gonna fit better. So this is my on-the-go project, just an Oslo hat that I work when I'm waiting for a school pickup. I don't get a lot knitting on a school pickup. I can do probably 2 or 3 rounds and that's it. We'll probably talk after I'm back from school run, after we eat lunch/dinner, and yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. So it is almost 5 p.m. I was working on my t-shirt. I don't have a number of rows written down or anything like that that I need to do daily, just because I don't want to stress myself out. I think I did around 6 or 7 rounds, which is pretty good, but these rounds are gonna get bigger and bigger, so it's gonna get heavier. I don't want to bore you too much with my knits because they are pretty much repetitive and every day it's gonna be the same thing. The only thing I'm left to work on is my daughter's blanket, and I want to do that one round that I promised myself I'm gonna do daily. And you probably won't hear me talking because my kids are home and my daughter is screaming at the moment because she's playing a game and probably losing, because I can hear her and her friends also. So yeah, I'm just gonna work in quiet. Let me show you where I am just for the reference. Yeah, in case you can hear her screaming, please don't mind, they're just playing. Even though it sounds like she's dying, she probably is in a game, but not in real life. Here I am. Here is, I think I finished the round. I don't even know which round is. This is the progress keeper that I put since I last time showed this on my vlogs, video, whatever. So I will just move that progress keeper so that I can know how much I have done during the Vlogmas. So my goal is at least to have 24 rows. We'll see. So yeah, I'm under aircon now, so this is gonna be manageable, because in the morning, even working that shawl, I was too hot. Now the sun is gonna come through my room and this room gets really hot, so I'll be able to work for it. I think it's gonna take me half an hour or an hour. We'll see how complicated. Some rows are pretty simple. For example, this row was very simple. Some rounds are very complicated, so yes, depends. What's next? I'm not sure. So I'll just update you when I'm done with this round, and that's it for this day. There's nothing else that I will be doing. I need to export all these files. It's gonna take at least a couple of hours just to export this footage and start editing. My evening is gonna be editing and some knitting, and that's it. I'll update you when I'm finished with this, and that's it. So I am done. This round was actually pretty simple. It was half double crochet all around and just the corners. So I went with the pink and at some point color switched to black. This took a while, and that's it. That's it for my first Vlogmas day. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that this is something that's gonna interest you, that you're gonna stick around for the next 24 days. I'm just gonna try to include different things every day. Like, I'm not gonna bore you with the same thing. Some days I might not even talk, so we'll see. Let me know how you like this. Let me know what was the project that you were working on while watching me, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.